The Lich is the newest killer in Dead by Daylight from Dungeons and Dragons, and his real name is Vecna. The Lich has 4 abilities: Mage Hand, Flight of the Damned, Dispelling Spear, and Fly. The Lich has a terror radius of 32 and a movement speed of 4.6. Now let's go over to the Lich's abilities, starting with Mage Hand. What this ability does is you summon a purple magical hand, blocking pallets from being dropped or lifting up dropped pallets. The next ability is Flight of the Damned. In this ability, when used, you summon 5 purple skeletons that fly forwards, damaging survivors on contact. The next ability is Dispelling Spear, where you summon a purple spear, exposing survivors in its radius. The Lich's final ability is Fly, where you gain increased movement speed and can fly over windows, but you can't M1 while flying. Now let's go over the Lich's add-ons. The first iridescent add-on is a iridescent Book of Vile Darkness, which when you fly over a vault location, it becomes blocked for 45 seconds, but Flight of the Damned will have 3 skeletons, supposed to 5, and the skeletons will fly lower to the ground. Next iridescent add-on is Vopal Sword, which any injured survivor that goes into your Dispelling Spear screams and gains the broken status effect, and any pallet you use Mage Hand on will break after 3 seconds. The next add-on is Cloak of Invisibility, and when all your abilities are on cooldown, you gain Undetectable for 10 seconds. The last add-on we will go over is the Row of Eyes, which reveals the aura of survivors within 6 meters of a treasure chest for 3 seconds each time you use a spell. Next, let's go over Vecna's perks. The first one is a Languid Torch, which when a survivor is within 36 meters of you and scares a crow, they become exhausted for 10 seconds. The next perk is Dark Arrogance, and this perk makes it so pallet stuns are reduced by 25% and you have a 25% faster vault speed, but increases the duration of blindness. The next perk is Weave Attunement, and when a survivor's item depletes, it becomes dropped and you can see survivors within 12 meters of the object, and survivors who pick it up will become oblivious. Now let's go over some tips and tricks to play the Lich. Tip number 1. All your abilities have separate cooldowns, so you can chain your abilities together. Tip number 2. You can use your Spear and Flight of the Damned to get information. Tip number 3. When you use Flight of the Damned, survivors can crouch to dodge it. Tip number 4. When you use Mage Hand, it doesn't last very long, so make sure to use it to prevent survivors from using pallets to loop. Tip number 5. You can surprise survivors by using Fly and going through window vaults. Overall, the Lich is a pretty complex character and takes some skill to master, but has very useful abilities if used right. Well, that's all I have for now. Make sure to like and subscribe.